Hi, you're watching GoonerTube. I'm Joe and I'm joined by Tony, and we're going to be talking about the Thursday evening Europa League match against Rapid Vienna, away at Rapid Vienna. But before we do that, hello Tony, how are you, mate?
Hi Joe, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Let's very quickly hit on the Manchester City 1-0 defeat at the Etihad. There was a lot of disappointment, and I was feeling that through. I mean, I was speaking to Dorsey the other day, and he didn't quite know what to say. Unlike him as well, he just sat there with his arms folded.
Yeah, I was watching that
And Jamie had a few things he wanted to say, and in fact, after I spoke to him, he said, "Do you know what? I should have said a lot more there. I really wanted to say a lot more." And I said, "Well, save it. Hopefully, not for next time, because And he said, "Well, I'll find something negative. Don't worry about that." But he saw a lot of, and it's funny what people see and how they see it, and the faults that they felt that we had on Saturday. Let's get your perspective on it. What do you think, if anything, went wrong on Saturday? What do you think it was, and do you think it was a just result, or are you thinking differently at that? What do you think?
I felt like most of the others said, it was frustrating. I feel like it's a very fine balancing act when you play teams like Man City and Liverpool, because you know they're the better team. And when you look at the past, like everyone said, well, we never got hammered like has happened previously, and could have happened. But at the same time, it didn't feel like we had a go at them. But then previously, when we used to play a bit more gun ho, that's when we got hammered because we left so much space at the back. So you've got to get that fine balancing act. And I think we just haven't quite had that since the sort of semi-final final when we played, and you could see like the players really wanted to defend for their lives and put that extra little bit of effort in. That sort of seems to have just gone missing a little bit recently. And whether it's a confidence thing, I don't know, but that's what we need to get back to.
I mean, when the team sheet was up, and I knew, and obviously Aguero was, they were going to be, it was going to be, they were obviously going to be aiming for him as the focal point for attack, because he's very, very dangerous. And they've got some dangerous players. But when I saw that De Bruyne wasn't playing, I thought, blimey, we've got a really good chance here to boss the midfield. I know, listen, take nothing away from their other players, because they've got some fantastic, world-class players. But without De Bruyne in that side, they haven't got that driving force through midfield. And I really thought that if that was the case, we were going to be able to give Aubameyang the service that he so desperately requires. Do you find that, because there's a bit of this fine line, we're saying he's had a quiet game, he's been very quiet since he signed his contract, but then having said that, on the flip side of that, do you think maybe he just hasn't been getting the service?
Yes, I mean, as any striker, it doesn't matter how good you are, if you're not getting the ball in the service, you're not going to score goals. And they'll all tell you the same. But again, like you say, without De Bruyne, it felt like we could have had a bit more of a go at them, and it just felt a bit lacking there. The football slowing down. We play at our best if we're going to sit deep, but break fast and move the ball quick.
Yeah.
When we slow that ball down, it all seems to get frustrating and we don't get enough. But when we move it quick, that's when we can play and hit teams.
So do you think that the result was just and fair, or do you think maybe we deserved the draw out of it, or with the possession and all that sort of thing?
I don't think you could have argued if we got a draw out of that game, that's for sure. I thought we definitely could have nicked a draw. Definitely could have nicked a draw. I just wish we'd have had,
at
the same time, you think one...
Well, I wish we'd have had maybe 3 Bukayo Sakas up front instead of... and I don't know, I think tactically, I thought Arteta got it wrong on a couple of things. Who are we to say that? But we're allowed to voice our opinion. And to be honest, opinions, everybody's got them. And my opinion was that I don't know if you'll agree, but my opinion was he brought Lacazette on too late, and he brought Nketiah on too late. And to be honest, I think he should have not started with Willian. I think he would have been better to start with Lacazette, who's a natural finisher in the middle. And then once he'd run out of legs, is bringing Nketiah on maybe with about 20 minutes to go. So we're replacing a natural finisher with a natural finisher. Willian, although he scores good goals,
I can't agree with when teams that don't play a proper striker and they're all this.
Well, it was a false nine, wasn't it?
I just think it's rubbish. Just play your best players in their best positions.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Especially when you haven't got a whole load of... It's different with Man City. They've got so many world-class players, they can get away with it. We haven't got that. You play your best players in their best positions. It's as simple as that.
Having said that, £72 million on the right wing, he's not doing it for for us yet at the moment, is he?
No.
I mean, he finished off last season with a flurry and he was brilliant, pretty unplayable, but he seems quite predictable at the moment, doesn't he, Pepe?
He is, but he's a frustrating player because he's got that ability to go past people with ease.
Yeah.
And hopefully he will get into it and Arteta will get him going. But Willian's not been great since the first game of the season either, has he? So it's a bit of
no, that's a little bit worrying. But I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen there, and it's a shame we lost Holding so early in the game. Having said that, I didn't think Luiz had such a bad game, but it was a shame we lost him so early. You know, considering that he hasn't been playing too bad next to Gabriel. But you got to say, for the money we pay for Gabriel, he's a Rolls Royce, isn't he? He's like our Van Dijk, isn't he? Really? You know?
Yeah, he does look good, doesn't he?
He does.
He's so comfortable and he just looks, like you say, he makes other players look better as well.
Yeah. Well, we've got
that confidence.
Yeah, indeed. We've got Leicester on Sunday now. Leicester went to Man City and they did what Villa did to Liverpool, and that is they just went for them, didn't they? And they got the result.
That's the frustrating thing. Like you say, we didn't feel like we went for them enough. And I know, like I say, it's a fine line between pushing too much and obviously getting caught out. But without De Bruyne, you just thought they were there to have a go at least. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't take the advantage, and it was a shame. We missed a couple of good chances. I mean, if the keeper's shoulder had been 2 inches lower, we would have scored that. Saka would have scored that goal. He was easily the best player for us on Saturday. Easily.
And let's be honest, you look at the league table. We've played Liverpool away, City away. I think we'd have took the position we're in at the minute.
And we're about to play Leicester and then Man United as well. So it's like they're not going to. If we can get this little run out of the way, if we could grab 4 points out of the next 2 games, I think we're still okay. I mean, even 2
the next
points.
2 games.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was 2 draws.
The next Leicester, Man United, them teams are the teams you need to be taking points off if you want to get in top 4.
Well, look at the stats for the top 6.
So.
Look at the stats. They're disgusting, aren't they? Really, for a team.
That is embarrassing. That is an absolute embarrassment of a stat to look at that, and you just think, and they keep showing it, and you wonder how much that plays, because the players must know, and they must be going to these games without confidence, and then you just feel like if they can get one big away win, hopefully they can kick on and have some confidence.
But just finally on that, it also tells you a lot about, like you say, confidence is one thing, but it also tells you a lot about how important it is to beat the teams around you and how that wins your leagues.
Yeah.
When we were winning leagues, that's exactly what you're doing, isn't it? You're beating the top 6, you're beating the 5 or 6 teams around you. And obviously,
I used to always say when we was going to win the league, when we had the Vieiras, you look at it, when the years we won the league, I think we pretty much always beat Man United, who was our rivals, beat them at Old Trafford. Certainly didn't lose.
Yeah.
Every time. And then when we lost, it was the seasons we didn't win the league then.
Well, this is all part of the building process. Maybe it's going to be another few seasons, 2, 3 seasons before Arteta, if he's given the time to actually reach that goal. Let's look at Klopp at Liverpool. And if we can take anything from that, we know that he did a building process and they trusted him. And I think hopefully Arsenal will be the same with Arteta and trust him with the process.
Yeah. That's what we need.
So let's see how we go on that one. Right, let's move on just very quickly. We're going to talk about the match against Rapid Vienna away in the Europa League. Now, as far as that group that we're in goes, I mean, it's not really a testing group, and we should progress from the group. But then you think to yourself, okay, what's Arteta's priority? He obviously wants to win all competitions, but as far as this competition is concerned, do you think maybe this is behind the league or getting into the Champions League? Do you think this is maybe second behind it, or do you think the FA Cup and then this?
I think you've got to have this and the league equal for me.
Right,
because it's that top 4. If we did get top 4 in the league, that would be an amazing season. But realistically, Liverpool, City going to be 2, so it's going to be only another 2 spaces. And that's going to be you can't rely on one or the other. I think you've got to go for both. But in saying that, you look at the group, you should be able to play pretty much anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
to qualify through that group.
Any half-decent Premier League side.
It. And then once you get through to the next rounds, then it obviously take it a bit more serious. But
yeah, of course. So going on that, then, do you think he'll blood a few kids, or do you think he'll just keep a sort of semi kind of half and half team? and then start putting the likes of Partey. Do you think? Okay, so there's a question. Do you think he'll play Partey from the start on Thursday?
I think it depends on whether he thinks Partey can start against Leicester on Sunday, because you playing Thursday and Sunday is going to be tricky unless he plays in 45 minutes Thursday.
Yeah, maybe, or gives him a bit longer.
Start him.
Yeah.
I would start him Thursday. I think he needs to get in the team and get used to playing with other players, whether they're the regular players or not. I think fitness wise and everything else, I would play him.
Well, he's been used to playing international football, isn't he? So it's not as if he's
like you say, you start him, you can bring him off. You can bring him off if you start him after 45 minutes rather than.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe give him that 45 or 60 minutes and then have a little swap about. Maybe bring Xhaka or El Neni or someone on just to block things out. And especially if we're 1 or 2-0 up, hopefully you'd think against Rapid Vienna we would possibly have a little margin there. But again, let's wait and see what happens there. But I mean, as far as the results go, you fancy us to beat Vienna away?
You've got, you can't. If you can't, it's just inconceivable. You think, we should win 3-4-0, and then you know what could happen. You look at Spurs in their qualifying games. You think they would have won comfortably, but they had a few tricky ones. European football, most teams seem to be catching up. You don't generally get whipping boys. You might win comfortably 2 or 3-0, but there's not. It's still, you've still got to put the work in. I've always said if you're playing a team, you've got the better players. You match them for hard work first and foremost, and then the football you should win. Should win you. The better players should win you the game. So as long as you go out with the right attitude, working hard, you should be all right. It's
funny, isn't it? As Arsenal supporters, we've been almost conditioned to believe that it doesn't matter who the side are. They could be sort of like some dodgy team from Azerbaijan that and we're going, shouldn't underestimate old so-and-so. and you're thinking, what's going on? This is Arsenal we're talking about, but
shouldn't underestimate them plumbers and teachers playing.
Well, I was going to say, do you remember when Wenger used to do, we take each game very seriously and we don't want to underestimate them. And you're like, shut up. These are like one of them's a teacher in the local comprehensive, for goodness sake. The keeper's a dustman. I mean, come on. So, but then I suppose you've got to go. It's 11 against 11 at the end of the day. I'm not saying it's going to be it's not going to be necessarily a hostile environment, but you don't know. But having said that, we should be taken care of, and we should be sweeping these sort of teams aside, even with a second string. Really, you should be doing that. So, So, any predictions on score? Go on. What was you going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just saying again especially with the group stages with so many games, you've got to play the youngsters and not worry. I think he might put 1 or 2 first teams in, or certainly have them on the bench. But you've got to have faith in the team, any team you put out to beat.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure he has.
Score wise,
I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my fingers up right underneath the camera, right, and as you say it, I'm going to hold my fingers up and let's see if we get it exactly right. Go on.
I will go 4-0 to Arsenal.
Okay, I had 3-1. All right, I've given them a goal. I've got 3-1. Now I could have gone like that, couldn't I? I could have gone like that, and we'd have gone, oh, that's exactly right. But no, that's what I predicted.
I think even our defence will keep a clean sheet against them.
Well, let's hope so.
Depending who he puts in, if Mustafi's playing, then you might.
Oh, don't Mustafi and Socrates. They're in.
You'd think he would. I don't know who he would play. I'd imagine Leno will play in goal. I can't see.
I should think so. I think Luis. I mean, I think even he'll keep Gabriel. I don't see why he wouldn't. Why wouldn't he? He's young. He's energetic.
Who he wants to play Sunday. I think maybe Cedric fit right back instead of Bellerin.
Possibly. Possibly.
Left back.
Yeah,
I would play 4 at the back personally as well. I'd like to see. I'd play 3 in the middle. Maybe El Neni, Partey. I would start. And like Maitland-Niles, maybe a 3 like that. Have a tight 3, keep the midfield tight. Yeah. And then I'm imagining Eddie will start up front.
Yeah, I think Nelson, so. Maybe Willock and maybe Lacazette in there. You might want to give him a little bit of a run,
Yeah.
Try and do something with him because he didn't get any chances on Sunday, didn't he? But it's the amount of time he had to come on and change the game, same as Nketiah. Just no time. And Partey obviously got 8 minutes. I mean, it was maybe just a little go. Yeah, go on. go and have a kickabout.
Yeah.
And he managed to get himself booked, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going, yeah, he's proper
Straight away.
Arsenal, this lad. That's what we like, you know, on for his debut, 8 minutes, get yourself booked. I'm surprised he didn't get himself sent off, you know, but there you go.
No,
So,
yeah,
okay, so you've got a 4-0, I've got a 3-1. I don't know if you're going to, I don't know if you have a little wager every now and then, but I don't tend to do anything with Arsenal, win or lose, but because I'm rubbish at football bets.
I always avoid betting on Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I'm rubbish at football bets. We have got a few people that really enjoy football betting, and a couple of them are actually really good at it. And we're going to be talking to them as the season progresses, but we've got loads more stuff coming up as the season progresses, Tony. So obviously you'll be watching because you're part of it anyway. But you know, it's all good so far, and we're really enjoying ourselves for considering we're a young channel and we're building up nicely, and we just want to keep putting out really good content. Unfortunately, with the lockdown rules and everything, it's really hard to actually meet up with people. But if we can get stuff out there in this form, then that's fantastic. And you know, hopefully we'll go from strength to strength, and people will see that we're serious contenders for being out there for a decent channel alongside the best of them, you know. So let's keep going. Thanks for joining me today, and
no problem, mate.
It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll see if we get that one or if we get that one on come Thursday. So which I think when this goes out, it'll be tomorrow. So good luck, Tony. Thanks, mate, and we'll probably catch up with you at the weekend for a review of the match or a preview of the match versus Leicester. So thanks very much,
no
everybody out there. Thanks, Tony. Don't forget to give that subscribe button a smash. Do the same thing with the like button and also the notification bell. That will mean you'll never miss another bit of content we do at GoonerTube. We're bringing you lots and lots of content. If you haven't gone and seen the historic bit of content that we've put out, which is the Nostalgia Diaries, episode 1 about Cliff Bastin, then please go and see it. We've been getting some really good feedback and good reviews on that. So go and have a look at that in our videos. Until next time, we'll see you soon.